Hi everyone, welcome back to the Student Game Showcase, the last game for the Summit of 2026. We're here with crowd surfers from GDAC from UCSC. I'm Jason, again, the president of SGA, and Anuj, if you could introduce yourself and the team, please.
Definitely. Hey there, folks. This is Anuj, the webmaster for SGDA, co-host of the Student Game Showcase, and also, let's go!
Let's
And,
go.
and also, somebody who you've probably seen a lot this past 2 days. We're here with the team behind Crowd Surfers, our final game for today. If the team would like to go ahead and introduce themselves, once the introductions happen, we'll get started with the game.
Yeah, hi. I'm Sai. I'm one of the mock studio coordinators. So I was leading production. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Hello, I'm Michael Sager. I'm also a fellow mock studio coordinator.
Hello there. I'm Jack Seals. I'm one of the game leads behind Crowd Surfers, the creative direction.
Hi, I'm Toni, and I was the other game lead for Crowd Surfers. Yeah.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and get the video started, and we'll begin with some questions. Oh, unless I decide not to. Just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. So, as our first question, where is the team calling in from? Where are you located if you're comfortable sharing? Yeah.
I'm in Los Angeles.
True. Oh yeah, true. It's summer. The team, we're from UC Santa Cruz, so we're located in Santa Cruz. But due to it being summertime, I am off in the Bay Area, San Marin. I mean, not San Marin, just Marin.
Yeah. Jack and I are down in LA this summer.
I'm back in Santa Cruz for a bit.
Awesome. How did this game get started? Where did the idea come from? How did it this is a pretty huge development team, so how did this all come to be?
I can start with the idea, and then maybe if one of the mock studio coordinators wants to go into kind of the pitching process afterwards. The idea, I think, came from a mix of a few different games. Particularly, I don't know where exactly it is, but I have on a notepad the initial idea for Crowd Surfers. It was initially last year, Toni and I pitched it as a 3D game, but we decided to switch it to 2D because that's more of what the club style is. And then narrative-wise, it was very much like a mix of kind of Neon White, if you've played that, plus Dishonored and stuff like that, and then with the kind of vibe of Bomb Rush Cyberpunk and Jet Set Radio.
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is such a it was one of the inspirations of my own capsule was Crazy Taxi and that genre game. So
yeah.
I thought
awesome.
oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. And then as for kind of the actual production process that enabled us to even have this pitch come to such a large dev team, every year GDA kind of has this quarter-wise schedule where in fall people can pitch their games and officers in the club will help them develop those pitches, and then at the end of fall quarter they get to pitch them to the rest of the dev team, and then we'll vote on which game we end up carrying through production in winter and spring quarter at UCSC. So that's kind of the infrastructure that helped give a platform to this idea.
Gastropub, of course. We must beat them.
I really like this is kind of this is more about the game, but I really like the art style. How did you guys have the voice actors? Are these also students at UCSC? Because I think there's a lot of personality there.
Not all of them. Most of them are. One of them is actually my barista. He told me he was interested in voice acting work, and I was like, well, I got something for you. So, yeah. But that's a coffee shop I frequent, so that's actually Sam speaking now.
Really, this character is awesome. So he did a great job.
Yeah.
I think that's I gotta shout that out to Toni. I think Toni came up with the evil slug boss.
It is I, Samuel
Yeah, I took that from an idea like people were talking about in like a general club meeting, like pitching up random game ideas as like a group activity, and people mentioned evil snails. I'm like, oh, pretty good.
Oh, UCSC. Yeah, that makes. I was like, hang on, why is a connection forming in my head? And I was like, oh yeah, right. Hang on. I went to the UCs. I know I know all of those.
Now get to work.
How is I think we talked a little about how the game's changed throughout development, but what part of it would you say was the most difficult, and what part are you the most proud of?
From a design perspective, I'd say the most difficult absolutely was just like nailing the movement, because it was just like throughout the entire process, it's just like refinement through the movement, because it's a movement based game. So like the movement needs to feel really nice. And the issue with that though is like, as you start tuning movement like continuously through development, it like shifts the like obstacles during level design, and you need to start reworking level design, and it just keeps like adding like little things come up here and there as you keep tuning it. So I would say that's absolutely the most like difficult thing we ran into. And then, well, from like a design perspective at least, I was closely related to design. And then the thing I'm most proud of is, oh dang, there's honestly there's so much in this project that I'm proud of, but it's like just pinning one thing is really hard to do, because like
I think it's level design.
Yeah,
honestly, I think like watching some of the members just like play through it, and you're like, nah, I can do better though. I can get a better time, and like slamming the restart button. I think that was like the most awesome thing, because I remember like Neon White and stuff. It's like those kinds of speedrunning games. It's very common for like people to like, you know, when they're super into it, they just like mess up once and boom, instantly reset to the start just to get that like perfect time. So that was really fun to watch, and I can second the design challenges. I remember we had like probably I think like a week or two period where the base like acceleration was like totally messed up on people's GitHubs, so it kept getting overwritten. So like
yeah.
That
was pretty rough.
Here's my new number.
I love GitHub issues and just having to debug all that. I had to merge two scenes together once, and I was like, I put out a thing. I was like, please never do this. Make me do this again. I beg you guys.
Yeah.
And like you said about like Neon White, I think that's a very good point of like, with a speed game, if that feeling of like, oh, I can get a better time than that. Let me either restart from here or like restart from the beginning. I finished Neon White, and I had that same feeling of like, I can do better though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we like really aimed to get that feel. That was like one of our driving like, you know, like things where we wanted it to be replayable. Like that was one of our driving words, was replayability. And I mean, while it's on stream, honestly, I thought about this map, the lighting on this map, I'm so happy about. Just like randomly, like one day, a goat Joelle came through and was like, I've done something to the stage. I was like, whoa! It was
like
crazy.
The lights on the cars is so good. Like that.
Seriously.
So like that's a small detail, but it does not go unnoticed. What are the plans for the future of this game's development? I think we're putting it on Steam, festivals, things like that.
We tried putting it on Steam, I think like because of just kind of logistical issues with GDA being a student club, it ended up being a little bit of a roadblock on the parent organization side, but that's fine. And in terms of other festivals, we're currently like in the midst of looking at other festivals that we can submit crowd surfers to. As for like future of the actual game, the dev team got really close, and some of us are considering like maybe setting up the infrastructure for people to do like level jams, so kind of like game jam style kind of thing, but for levels, just kind of like for the original developers to play around with certain things that they never got to during dev. But that's kind of like a loose idea, but maybe something we'll execute on eventually.
Yeah, like right now there's no further development plan, because we're kind of just like setting up for next year's development.
I'm excited to see what comes out of this like organization next year. How did y'all manage to like coordinate with so many people on such a short time frame of a game this polished? Like how did that work, and how did that go?
about 6 months of prep work. Yeah, so there was a lot that went into like preparing to produce this game, like even before we knew that Crowd Surfers was going to be the game that we produced. So the thing with GDA is that it grew exponentially in the last couple of years. So a lot of our production systems that used to work for like a 20 to 40 person dev team, we kind of outgrew them, and they weren't working so well for like a 200 person dev team, 100, 200 person dev team. So kind of like I organized like these meetings with a whole bunch of the officers for us to kind of discuss and pull around and see like you know, what can we do to kind of improve dev. And we switched a lot of our production systems around. We became more agile. We focused on kind of like working on things by feature instead of by discipline, and kind of just like really paying attention to the needs of the club and the dev team that we have, and you know, our people, and knowing our team and being able to react like really quickly to like their needs and the blockers that they were facing. That was really important to kind of like make the space to be able to do in the prep work. And then once dev actually started, all that was really left to do was to execute on that infrastructure that we built ourselves. So from all those like new systems that we created, like maybe Mikey, if you want to detail what the pod system is, we can talk about that in a little bit. But after we had all those like that skeleton in place, it was basically just on the producers and us to be able to like really milk that structure for what it was worth, and make sure that we could really atone to like the dev team's needs day to day for the whole dev. Yeah,
I would say like for sure, as I was mentioning, the pod system, GDA is set up in like, there's like 5 departments. There's like sound, art, design, programming, writing, and then all of them have producers. But then we went with the pod system, whereas it's more you break out into things such as like movement, you go into UI design, you go into like these more not departmental like set like tasks, I want to say, or groups. It's more like what you just focus on. So we could have designers working with programmers and artists all just in the like UI pod, instead of just being like, we have to communicate between programming to design to art. They all just like kind of were more self-contained.
Yeah, it helped us be a lot more cross-functional, because in the past, like the old systems were like really siloing us by discipline. So this is kind of what I think helped make this happen.
For sure.
Having led student, or having worked on student projects a number of times recently, like I think you hit the nail on the head of just like that shift from discipline-based meetings to feature meetings helps so much with just making things go better.
Yeah.
It also meant that the right people were getting like the right communications. Like it wasn't like everyone was being pinged for everything.
That becomes a production, like people are gonna start muting the Discord, being like, I don't really, not paying attention.
Coming from an esports background, I will say people definitely do start muting the Discord pretty fast.
Couldn't alt tab out the league matches, bro.
No, yeah. I think we should also give a shout out to the people who did the music on the game. If you want to listen to the stream for a second, if you'll notice, all of the songs in the game are completely student made. They were all made for the game. They're all really incredible. They're incredibly catchy as well.
Yeah.
I think we also ended up eventually, like as part of our merch, selling CDs of all of them, and I think it's also
they're available.
I think it's also on SoundCloud.
It is on SoundCloud, yeah.
I might have to put this in the server, because like when you said Jet Set Radio, I was like, this is so Jet Set Radio. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That is not a surprise at all.
Yeah.
That does segue as well. As we kind of reach the ending of this time slot, I'd like to ask, is there anybody that you'd like to kind of give a quick shout out to, a quick mention, anything like that across the board?
I mean, personally, from me, it's like the entire GDA, honestly. It's like I've grown so much from like producing and working on this game. It's like without their hard work and like motivating me to work hard through their hard work, it's like, I don't know. It's like too many people to name, honestly.
It is. I also want to give another shout out to like all of the producers. So Mikey and I are representing like production right now, but we had an entire like layer of producers working like by department, and a lot of them like they really worked super hard to keep like the production running super smoothly. So huge thank yous to them, and also the officers who were like really involved with production as well.
I think I'd also like to give a shout out to Toni. I know they haven't talked much, but the game pitch could not have happened without their art. My art was pretty helpless. Those who know.
Yeah. I wish that we could like show some of Jack's original pitch art.
Yeah, right.
Like
It's really beautiful.
I don't know if Jackie can send it to the chat or something, but
I don't know if I can, but yeah, I don't know if Toni wants to maybe give a quick talk on, or maybe shout out their own art stuff, but...
Yeah, to stroke my ego. No, thank you, Jack. For, like, no, thank you for like, yeah, inviting me to do the art for this. This has been such an incredible experience. All of it was just, I don't have words to say. It's just so cool seeing, yeah, people like follow my art style guide and yeah, like work on all this. I guess I would shout out like for art, I guess definitely the animation team for all of Slip's animations. Holy moly. Those were a lot of frames, a lot of coloring, a lot of turmoil. And then also like, yeah, I think like Stella and Will. Stella did like a lot of concept art and a lot of like the final sprites. This level clear screen is so good.
Oh my goodness.
And also Will did like most of the environment art. That was mostly like a one-man team.
He churned them out, yeah.
Yeah,
just like, I have more
unbelievable.
assets for you. It was just this big like page of new things for us to use.
yeah, and I guess like for individual names as well, I'd also want to shout out Tien, our marketing manager, for making all the merch possible. They really got a lot done that like GDA has never seen before. And I know that Stella and Tien were working like pretty closely towards the end of dev to like make all of our merch. So yeah, mentioning Stella reminded me of that.
Yeah, I have the cardboard cutout right in front
You
of
do?
me. It's staring like right above my like monitor.
That's awesome. That sounds precarious. How are you keeping that up there?
Yeah, right. It's like balancing on the monitor.
Yeah.
I'd be
No, it's
scared
like,
at night to see Slip above my computer.
No. It's like my bed and my desk are like right next to each other. My desk like faces my bed, and so Slip is like in between. So they're just
So
peeking
Slip
over.
watches you as
Okay,
you
I see.
sleep?
No, the backside of Slip watches me. But while I'm like doing
Ah,
work, I
of
can see their
course.
big,
I
beautiful
see.
eyes.
Oh my god, the last like group of people I'd want to shout out, like off the top of my head right now, is like the folks who play crowd servers and the folks who are like really playing crowd surfers during
Oh my
dev.
god. True.
I
It's
love
a
So true.
leaderboard inside of our dev server, and I think it means like so much to me that like people like actually play this game. And I think that going back to that question where you were asking like what are you most proud of? I've made a lot of student games like in my time as a university student. This is the one that I see people like they drop hours on this thing, and that is so incredible to see. So thank you to like Tyler for speedrunning the crap out of this game.
Tyler.
That's my
Yeah.
my roommate. I'd sometimes look over and he'd point at his screen and it'd be like a new better time, or he'd be like, look, and he'd show me some like exploit that was like, okay, we gotta get rid of that right now.
Yeah, you two were neck and neck for a while back there.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you were interested in posting any of your merchandise, like the CDs, in the SGDA server, please feel free. We've posted the game in the in the showcase game section, I believe. So please feel free to like plug as much as you want. That's what we're
For
here
sure,
for.
yeah.
And yeah, I think that's everything from the. Thank you for being a great final game for the student game showcase, and thank you to everybody for watching. We'll be starting the closing ceremony in just a bit. Give it up for Crowd Surfers team.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Have a good one, guys.